Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to a preview video for playoff game number 3. Yes, the last playoff game before the championship of Civ4 AI Survivor season number 8. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map that we've got for this one. Now, as the last playoff game, this means that all the leaders in this game are people who finished either first or second place in an opening round game or in one of the wildcard games. We no longer have Pool 1, Pool 2 leaders, no seeded or unseeded leaders. Everybody here has done well in at least one game this season. So here is our starting map, relatively standard. One of our Pangeas, 3 leaders in the north, 3 leaders in the south. Let's go ahead and take a look at our individual leaders as we go around here. All right, first up, we have Sitting Bull. Sitting Bull, the very surprising winner of his opening round game, game number 3, if I recall correctly. Widely seen as being one of the worst leaders in AI Survivor, but he did win that opening round game, so maybe we need to revise that opinion at least a little bit. He's an oddball leader. He has high peace weight. Yeah, I believe he's peace weight 8, so he's considered to be kind of a good leader by Civ4's internal ranking. He also has peaceful traits for the most part, philosophical, protective. I wouldn't say they're very good traits overall. Probably in the competition for one of the weakest trait pairings in the game. And he just has an oddball personality in the sense that he likes to train units. He actually has a pretty high rating for training units, but then he doesn't like to declare war. So he likes to build units and then not use them, which is not really a good game plan, building units and not using them. He also doesn't really have much of anything in the way of economic traits. I guess philosophical, but that's not one of the better traits for AI Survivor purposes. He has drawn what looks like a pretty nice starting position here, though. It's in this river valley here, lots of floodplains, a gold tile. So it looks like a pretty good start. Do you want to hitch your wagons to Sitting Bull? That'll be the question that people will have to decide, because I think there's other leaders that people might like more. Then again, this is kind of an oddball game, so might just be up for grabs. Anyway, our next leader here, the winner of, I believe, game number 6 from the opening round, Victoria. She is the only leader who brings the financial trait in this game. She has financial imperialistic traits. Probably seen as being on the very short list of best trait combos for AI Survivor. She has not historically been a very good leader in this civilization. She's kind of been known for letting us down and not living up to her trait combination for a long time. But she did win her previous game, I think it was in Season 6, and then she won her opening round game this time in Season 8. The alternate histories, we've already run them for that game, revealed it was pretty unlikely for her to win. I think she won 2 times out of the 20 map replays, so not a lot of victories there. But if she got left alone in that game, and she's got that financial trait, so she was just able to get out in front of the rest of the field and out-tech her way to a victory. Again, she's the only leader with financial trait here, so there's the potential to do that again. She has drawn the seafood start, which is bad for most leaders, but actually not that bad for England. England starts with fishing tech, also starts with mining tech. And England has some pretty good uniques, so that they do come a bit later in the red code in the stock exchange. So she's got the northeastern starting position. It's a little bit more cramped than some of these, but she probably has the best traits in this particular field. And then it just depends on how you feel about her as a leader personality. All right, next up over here, we have another peaceful leader. All 3 of these leaders pretty high on the peaceful scale so far. This is Pericles, who won wildcard game number 1. I don't think he was especially impressive in that game. He kind of sat in the corner and teched for most of the game, but it was enough to end up winning a narrow spaceship victory. He's another peaceful leader, as I said, philosophical, creative, generally likes to go for cultural victories, build wonders, kind of just wants to be left alone. Biggest issue for Pericles is he doesn't have financial trait, so he likes to go the culture, peaceful route, but he kind of gets outdone by better leaders in that regard. He's drawn the gold tile here at his start. I'm not sure that this is the greatest start for Greece. Greece's starting techs, actually they line up okay. He starts with hunting tech. And I believe Greece's other tech is fishing, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so the fishing is a miss, but he does start with hunting, so he's only 1 away from animal husbandry. So not the worst start, but there's no river here, so it's a little bit low on commerce outside of that gold tile. I will be curious where he sends the initial settler, because he's not that far away from Vicky over here, and then Mezmet on the other side. Anyway, continuing onwards, our next leader is in the southeast corner here. We have Churchill. We actually have double England in this game, so we had to change one of their colors. And I went with the dark red because we have China, who's also kind of a reddish color over on the other side of the Pangea. Churchill was the second place leader from, I believe, game number 1, if I'm remembering correctly. So we haven't seen him for a while. I think he's aggressively mediocre, for lack of a better word. Charismatic protective traits, not especially great traits. I will say that they're pretty good at keeping him alive, as in like not actually dying, but they're not great as far as actually winning games. That said, Churchill has stuck around long enough to win a whole bunch of second place finishes. I don't know. I think he only has one first place finish, but he's finished in second a lot. And there is something to just being determined enough to hang in there and be in a position to kind of backdoor your way into a second place or something like that. So he's drawn the Southeast start. I think this is kind of a miss for his starting text. Remember, England is mining plus fishing. But, I mean, he will be able to connect the 2 gold tiles with mining, so I guess that's something. Also, we get this really funky-looking flag because we changed England's color. So anyway, he's down here, and he's probably going to look to try to slip into second place behind somebody else to make the championship, but you never know. All right, next up, we have another leader who's pretty good at grinding out second place finishes. That is Qin Shi Huang of China, who I believe was second place in game number 4, and apologies if I get that detail wrong. Anyway, he was a second place finisher in the opening round. He is a leader who, again, is known for not really caring about religion. I believe he has the lowest I care about religion score in the whole game out of all the Civ4 leaders. His traits are not especially great, but he can kind of do okay on the economic front. He's about medium to high in terms of aggression level. The one place where he differs from the rest of the field is he does have a low peace weight, and Mezmet, our last leader we're going to get to, also has a low peace weight. So if the two of them can work together and kind of tag team the rest of the field, there's the potential for them to do well. I think if Qin and Mezmet go to war with one another, that's probably going to seal their fate. He has drawn a coastal start, which is a bit of a miss here. And it's unfortunate because China has what's seen as generally being the best starting techs in the game. China is mining and agriculture. So he hits the agriculture trait, but mining not super useful here. I get, one nice thing is he is only one tech away from bronze working and he has copper at the start. But when you have those agriculture starts, you generally don't want to be on the coast with fishing resources. So we will see what he makes of this one. And then finally, last but not least, we have Mezmet up here, second place finisher from game number 7. Hopefully I got this right. I'm not looking at the cheat sheet right now. Mezmet, one of the Ottoman leaders, expansive, organized, like I said, kind of mediocre traits, not especially great as far as what we do in AI Survivor. They're actually pretty good for single player, but not as good for the game settings that we run here with the AIs on Deity. Great starting text, agriculture wheel, really good. Pretty well suited to this starting position, although again, he's drawn more seafood resources up here. Mezmet's pretty straightforward. He is an aggressive leader. He favors military stuff. He's going to train units. He's going to try to fight people. He doesn't have the economic cap to some of these other leaders, so for him to win, he's going to have to do it militarily. He is also the only former champion in this field. He's infamously the Season 5 champ. The only game he's ever won, his only victory ever was in a championship game, but he does have that little feather in his cap. And we'll see what he can do from this part of the map. Again, if you want the aggressive route, it's going to have to be Mezmet and Qin, I think. It's going to be hard to see any of these other leaders going on a conquest spree. Anyway, so that is the overall field that we have set for this game. This game will be taking place 1 week after this video gets posted to YouTube. That will be on Friday, September the 13th of 2024, Friday, September 13th. And this is our last game of the playoff round. After this, we're going to see who joins these leaders that we already have in the championship game. So 2 of these leaders will move on, and we'll see them in the champion. It feels kind of weird. This doesn't feel like the strongest playoff field we've had, but 2 of these leaders are going to be in the championship, and they'll have a chance to be crowned the overall Season 8 winner. So I hope that we will see you there on the live stream at noon Eastern Time on September 13th, or if not, that you'll be able to check this out later in the recorded video on YouTube. So until then, have a great week, folks. Good luck with your picks, and I'll see you again soon.